At the start of Dragon's Dogma 2, we of course only have access to 4 vocations. You select one at the beginning and can switch between them at any vocation guild, but there are more vocations in the game, including the very awesome Magick Archer that you have to find before you can play them. So I will tell you everything you need to know to unlock all of them, starting with the Mystic Spearhand. For this one, we want to head back to the town of Melf, so the first proper town you get to after escaping captivity in the tutorial. You can't unlock it when you first get here though, you need to come back after doing some main quests and other activities. So just check back often. The North Fernward Oxcart over here on the map goes straight to Melf from the main city, so you can get there quickly too. And then at one point you'll come back and notice there's a slight difference in the form of a giant dragon attacking the city. Luckily you don't have to kill it, simply destroy the infected weak spots on his body and it will leave. During the fight you might have already seen someone twirling around a duo spear, and if you find this character, Sigurd, after the fight you can talk to him. Asking about his fighting style will unlock the Mystic Spearhand for you. This is one of my personal favorites as it gives you a ton of mobility and damage, but some very strong defensive abilities as well, like this shield that has been a lifesaver in more than one fight. It also grants access to one of the funniest abilities in the entire game, Unto Sky, which lets you launch an enemy off the face of the planet. But yeah, a great vocation for if you constantly want to be on the offensive. Alternatively, you can also unlock this vocation by meeting with Sigurd in Batal over here on the map. And you can actually reach this part of the map early, which is great as we also need to go here to unlock the rest of our vocations. There are different ways to enter Batal, one of which is earning a permit through the main quest. But if you want to get there early, you can also take this road leading past the checkpoint rest town. You might want to wait until you're a bit higher level before taking this route though, as there are a lot of creatures that would love to have you for lunch. You can of course ignore them by trying to run past, but at a low level, even that's definitely not easy. Whatever route you pick, once you are in Batal, you want to head over to this spot on the map to talk to the Oracle and Trickster Meester Luz, who will grant you access to the Trickster vocation after first meeting her. This is a bit of an interesting one as you can't really deal damage yourself, so you have to rely on your pawns for that. Your attacks instead draw aggro, which you can transfer to a magical clone of yourself, so you can easily kite enemies to a spot of your choosing and let your allies go ham on them. You can also buff them to make them even stronger, so while it is a bit passive, in the right hands the Trickster can definitely be a very strong class. And we want to make class guides and more tips and tricks for the game, so subscribe to not miss those and leave a like if you enjoyed the video so far. So now that we have access to the Batal region, we can also continue in the direction of another vocation, the Magick Archer. We need to travel to the Volcanic Islands region, and the entrance to it lies all the way in the south of Batal. So make your way over to this dungeon, Drapnir's Grotto, then head straight through the cavern, drop down here and take the path on the right. Keep following that until you reach a T intersection, drop down on your left and keep going left while hugging the back wall. When you enter the next room, take the tunnel on your right, drop down and then just follow that path until you reach the outside. Now that you're in the Volcanic Islands, simply head over here to the Windwalker's home. When you first get here, you'll be greeted by an NPC who kindly asks that you leave her alone. You can't enter the house or interact with her after, but rest assured, this is the Meester who will teach us the Magick Archer vocation. We need to earn her trust though, and that starts with helping her husband, who I found wandering the road close to the house complaining about back pains. To help him out, give him some medicinal herbs. I already had some in my inventory, and then he'll tell you to come visit him at his house. Which is of course the Windwalker's home we just visited, but now we can actually go inside. However, if we want to unlock the Magick Archer vocation, we need to do the next quest for this lovely couple as well, as the husband's back pains have intensified, so we need to get him to the hot springs. You're effectively escorting the man from his house to the nearby village, which isn't that far, but the enemies in this region can be pretty tough. So make sure you have a strong vocation equipped and the right party members to help the dwarf take his well-deserved bath. When arriving at the springs, you'll find that his wife, Cleotna, actually followed you and that you earned her respect, which grants you the Magick Archer vocation as well as the ultimate ability Martyr Shot. And this is another amazing vocation, probably the most versatile in the game thanks thanks to the many different magical arrows you have access to. From elemental ones to ricocheting shots that work well indoors to healing and support arrows that help you and your pawns, you can cover pretty much every base with the Magick Archer. The only downside is that it's obviously pretty weak in close combat, so staying on the move and having a good tank in your party will really help to make this class shine. For the next vocation, we also need access to the volcanic region, as there's an NPC next to the hot springs that will teach us the very special Wayfarer vocation. As you probably expect by now, we need to do something for him first though, which in this case is collecting 3 bottles of nude liquor. There are a couple of sources for this. In fact, you can grab one off the table in the Windwalker's home we visited for the Magick Archer. But for the other two, the easiest way is to buy them from Hicks's tavern stand in Batal, but in order to access the shop, we want to make a little detour past the checkpoint rest town. Don't worry about a permit to get through the gate, we're only here on a little shopping trip as we want to buy a Beastren mask from Ibrahim's scrap store, which is over here. Obviously, if your Arisen is a Beastren themselves, you don't need the mask, but if you pick the human character, make sure to put it on for the next step. Head back to Hicks's tavern in Batal and look for these sandbags next to the entrance. Pick one up and place it inside the fence next to it, after which an NPC will respond, which gives you access to the store. We need 3 bottles in total, so if you picked up the one in the Windwalker's house, buying 2 for 10,000 gold should be enough. Then head back to the volcanic island camp, talk to Lamont, and after giving him your 3rd bottle, you will unlock the Wayfarer vocation as well as the ultimate ability rearmament if you keep talking to him, which is what lets you swap between different weapons. Because in case you don't know, the Wayfarer has access to every single ability from every single vocation, so you need the ability to swap between weapons in order to utilize all of these skills. The potential for this class is limitless, but it requires some creativity and forward thinking to pick the best combination of weapons and abilities. And you do need to unlock the skills on their main vocation first, so it's still worth it to unlock all of them and level them to the max so you can make the most out of the Wayfarer. And speaking of which, the 2 final vocations we've yet to cover are easily unlocked through a quest in Vermont. Both the Warrior and Sorcerer are DPS monsters, with the Sorcerer having a similar playstyle to a mage, except all of their spells are offensive. They also have a special Galvanize ability, which lets them regenerate stamina more quickly so they can keep firing their spells. So if you want to bring down the fury of the elements on your opponents, the Sorcerer is the vocation for you. Warrior, on the other hand, is very up close and personal, using massive 2-handed weapons with slow attacks but high damage. Both your regular attacks and your weapon abilities can be charged up to deal even more damage by holding down the button. So while you need to pick your moment to strike, there is nothing quite as satisfying as dropping a fully charged greatsword hit on a monster's head. So to get them, we want to pick up a quest which starts at the Vocation Guild in Vernworth. The guildmaster there will offer you a quest to get 2 weapons which are required to unlock the vocations. And you actually find these weapons in the Trevel mine over here on the map that you will also visit during the monster culling main quest, so you want to pick that one up as well from Captain Brandt. Then while exploring that mine, look out for gear chests to get both of the weapons. With the Archistaff and Greatsword in hand, you can go back to the guild in Vernworth to unlock 2 new vocations. And as I said, we want to do in-depth class guides for the vocations, so let us know which one you'd like to see first. Of course, subscribe to not miss it, and our other tips and tricks. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and watch our previous one on some amazing early unlocks by clicking on the screen. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.